Hello there, Mark Cunningham here, and in this video you're going to learn how to save yourself a bit of time when doing your bank reconciliations in Xero by creating bank rules. So let's jump into Xero now and get started. So if you come into your business bank account and the Reconcile tab, you can see down here, if we scroll down a bit further, we've got this transaction that's come through from 7-Eleven, and it's applied this bank rule to it called 7-Eleven. And if we click OK now, this transaction will be fully reconciled because this bank rule tells Xero where to put this transaction in the general ledger. So before we do that, let's go and actually have a look at the bank rule itself so we can just see how this works. So I'll duplicate the screen and we'll go into Manage Account and Bank Rules. And here in the demo company, we just have the one bank rule and it's called 7-Eleven. That's the one we just saw. But you can see here with these tabs, you can create spend money rules, receive money rules, and transfer rules. So there's none that are live there in the demo company for these other two tabs. So we'll just go in and check out 7-Eleven. Okay, so what we've got here is we've got the rules at the top, or the conditions that it's looking for. So you can see here this is set up so that if the payee contains the word 11, if we go back over here and we look at the details, we can see that the payee does contain the word 11 in there. Then the rule will apply. And in this rule, what it's doing is it's setting the contact to be the contact 7-Eleven. So we've got that set up in our contacts. And we want the transaction to be coded with this description here to this particular general ledger account with that tax rate. And then we want 100% of the transaction to go there. And then further down, we've also got a rule here to set the reference from the reference. And I think this one actually doesn't have a reference, so it'll leave that blank. And then down here, it's saying to run this particular rule on all bank accounts. So it's not just running it on the business bank account, it will run it also on the business savings account, and it will look for 7-Eleven transactions in there too. Okay, and that's just the title of it down there. It's just called 7-Eleven. So it's this up here that has identified the transaction as belonging to that rule, and that's why it's applied the rule down here. So like I said before, you can just go ahead and click on OK and that will be reconciled. But let's just go and have a look at the details. And we'll just confirm that it's coded it to that description and that particular general ledger account with the GST tax rate there. And it's put 100% of the transaction in there, which is exactly what it says to do over here on this line here. Okay, and just like any other transaction, you can also add a reference there and you can attach files if you like. And you can also split this out into multiple lines manually as well if you need to do that. So this transaction looks fine. It applies to the bank rule. So like I said before, you don't have to open it up and then click on save. You could have just reconciled it right away, but I've opened it up, so I'll just click on save transaction. And then we're ready to reconcile it. So I'll just click on OK. And that one is fully reconciled. So what we'll do now is we'll just have a quick scan and see if we can see any other transactions that have come through this side for 7-Eleven. So there's none on this page. I'll just click on next. Okay, and over on the next page of our bank statement, we have one right here for $15.50 on the 9th, 7-Eleven, and you can see there that it's applied the rule 7-Eleven. So this time we won't bother opening it up. We'll just click on OK and reconcile it. And that's that. So you can see we've just reconciled two transactions really quickly because the rule applies to those transactions, and Xero was able to match the bank statement transaction to that particular rule, and then it's gone ahead and just created a spend money transaction for us using that bank rule. Okay, now that you know how the bank rules work when it comes to reconciling, let's go and create a bank rule. So I'll just go back to the first page. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll create a bank rule for money that's spent at the Cooper Street Bakery. So this will be another spend money rule. So what we'll do is we'll go over to our rules screen over here and just click on bank rules again. And this time we'll click on create rule and we'll click on spend money. Okay, and now we'll start creating our rule. So the first thing we want to do is we want to put in the rule for how it's going to match. And if we come back over here and click on more details, what we'll do is we'll just make it if the payee is exactly equal to Cooper Street Bakery. So what I'll do is I'll just highlight that and copy it. And then we'll come over here and we'll say, so that one was the payee field. So we'll say if the payee equals Cooper Street Bakery, then this rule will apply. So you don't need to use the payee. You can actually create rules based on the description, the amount, reference, etc. And you can also choose from any of these things here. So equals, contains, starts with, or is blank. And then of course you can put whatever you like in here. And you can also create more than one rule or one condition. So if you click on there, you can actually create a second condition and you can create even more than two. But just as an example, so if I said that I wanted the amount to be, let's just say, greater than $10, for example, I could create a rule just like that. So I'm just going to use the one rule here. I just wanted to show you all the different options there. Okay, so we've got our condition set up. The next step down is to set the contact. So we want the contact to be Cooper Street Bakery. So I'll just see if that's actually in Xero. Okay, so I've just typed in Coop and it hasn't found it. So let's just copy that and we'll paste it there. Okay, so we want that to be Cooper Street Bakery as the contact when it applies the rule. And then the next step down, we've got automatically allocate fixed value line items. So you can allocate fixed values to certain general ledger codes with descriptions if you like. So maybe you are going to allocate the first $10 to a particular general ledger code and then you're going to allocate the rest somewhere else. We're not actually going to do that in this exercise. We're just going to leave this one blank because we're just going to allocate 100% of it to a general ledger code down here. So instead of it being a fixed amount, we're just having it as a percentage. So no matter what amount comes through, it will all go to this line here. So what I'm going to do is just type a little bit of information in here. Okay, so I've just put in that we want the transaction to be lunch from the bakery. I'm just putting it to general expenses, which has got GST on expenses. And if you want to, you can select your region and department based on your tracking categories or whatever tracking categories you've got set up in your business. You can do that there. And then you can allocate a percentage over here. So I'm going to do 100%. And once again, you can actually create more than one line. So maybe you're putting 50% somewhere and 50% somewhere else. Then you can do that too. So I'm just going to put it all to the one line. So that's fine for that. Moving further down, you've got the reference. Now, if we look over here, we don't actually have a reference over here that's come through, but you can actually set the reference in your general ledger transaction. So not the bank transaction, but your general ledger transaction. You can create it from any one of these things here. So if there was a reference that came through, we could actually just use that as the reference for our spend money transaction as well. But I'm just going to leave it as that, and then we'll end up having no reference at all because that was blank that came through on the bank side of things. Okay, so we can target whichever bank accounts we like. So I might just put this one so it just targets the business bank account and not the savings account. If you've got, say, a business credit card, for example, you might like to just have rules that just target that credit card and then different rules that target your main bank account. So you can do that. or like we saw before, you can just have it target all of your bank accounts. And then finally down here, we've got give the rule a title. So Xero has already filled this in for me, and that's the title that I'm going to use. And obviously you can change that if you like. All right, so let's just click on save. All right, you can see the rule there in our list of spend money rules now. If we come back over to our bank feed, I'll just refresh it. Okay, and now you can see that the Cooper Street Bakery rule has been applied to this transaction. So we can just go ahead and click on OK, but first I'll just show you the details. All right, and we can see here there's no reference. We've got lunch from the bakery to general expenses like we put in. It's just got the full amount there, the full amount, or the 100% going to that line, and everything looks fine. So we'll just click on save and reconcile. And then if we look a bit further down, you can see we've got another Cooper Street Bakery transaction here, and the rule has been applied to that one too. So there's no need to go in and have a look again. We know that works, and we can just click on OK. Okay, so you can see how quickly we can go through and reconcile a number of different transactions just with that one rule. If there's any more in there, you can go through and search for them, find them, and reconcile them as well. So you can see there how bank rules can very quickly speed up your reconciliation process. And of course, you can create them for receive money transactions and transfer money transactions, as well as spend money transactions. Okay, that's it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more free videos, and also check out the links in the description below for our Xero courses. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.